Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Syn, and this is Life with Syn. And in today's video, it's going to be a quick short one. It's just me introducing my new podcast called Mindset Edits. It's going to be its own channel. I already set up the YouTube channel. We've already posted episode 1. It's a little rough, but it's up and ready. And we also created a trailer for the podcast. So I hope you guys would go and check it out. The link to the podcast will be in the description below. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on the podcast channel. But enough said about the podcast. The name of the podcast is The Mindset Edit. And basically, it is a podcast where I take my professional expertise as a certified professional personal and development coach and actually bring some mindset hacks to you guys for daily consumption. My goal is to help women thrive on a daily basis, and by doing so, I'm taking a turn and helping them shift their mindsets. So with that being said, let's just jump in and talk about it. I love positivity. I've always said on this channel that positivity was something that really resonated with me. I don't know if it comes across. I hope it does come across in my videos that I'm a very positive, upbeat person. I don't showcase any kind of negativity because it's not a space that I've ever lived in. I remember years ago, I had a friend. We were really close. We met, and in the early ages of the internet era, that's how we were meeting people. And as an introvert, I met her. And so one time she came to visit me in Georgia. She was actually visiting another friend. And so on her visit, while I was living in Georgia, she decided to come to my area of Georgia and spend a couple days with me and my son at the time. And I was a single woman. So we were really great friends. So, I didn't have like a relationship or anything that was going on with me. I was actually in the process of starting over. She helped me through that process of starting over, because the one thing I've learned is that when you're starting over or you're going through a heavy time in your life, you do need a support system, and Tasha was actually a great support system for me. I always used to joke with her and tell her that she was my soulmate, and she came back to me and said, soulmates don't ever always have to be romantic. They could just be friends. And that's what I always thought of her as, my friendship soulmate. And I'm sharing this story with you guys because I want you to get an idea of what my channel over there, the podcast channel, is going to be like. You're going to get deep, inspiring stories over there. I'm going to bring you along on an educational ride for you to help thrive in your life. And so, when I met her and she came to visit, she said to me one day, we were sitting, it was Halloween. I will never forget it. It was Halloween. My son went out to do his little Halloween trick-or-treating with his friends. And we were just sitting at the table, just sipping on some wine and just having some girl chat. And she said to me, she was like, something? Your life feels unreal. And I didn't understand her at first. I was like, what? Because you kind of like, huh? What is she talking about? She's like, your life doesn't feel real. She's like, I feel weird in your space, but not in a bad way. She's like, I've never lived like this. She's always lived in a chaotic setting, and having to see me in a different setting where there's no chaos or there's no negativeness in my world, it just felt different for her. She couldn't understand, how am I living like this, even though I'm just going through this harsh breakup where I was in a relationship for 7 years, and then here I am starting over, and she's like, oh my goodness, your life doesn't feel real. She's so accustomed to the chaotic cycle of maybe bad relationships, the people that she's connecting herself to or, facilitating herself with. I'm a person that if I feel like you're mentally draining me or putting me in a position to question the way I'm feeling about myself, I usually remove myself from the situation. That's something I've always done since I was a child. I've been a loner for many, many years. I've been someone that when people meet me, they always gravitate to me, and it's this pull I have where I'm always instructing them on how to live life differently, how to live life in a positive, free, enlightening version of themselves, because trauma that I've gone through over the years, as I've gone through therapy, trauma has really took a dive in my life. And so I've escaped some of those traumas, but it took me a while to escape those traumas. And it also took me a while to move past how I viewed what I wanted my life to be like. So when I created my life, I created it in a sense where I wanted coziness, I wanted peace, I wanted the freedom to just be. I wanted to be present for myself in my home. I didn't want my home to feel like a space where I had constant people coming in and out of it. I did not want my space to feel like it was forced, that I was living in a reality that was truly not mine. I created the life that I wanted to live. And so it comes off as if like I don't have any problems. A lot of times I've heard that my life looks like I don't have any issues. But in reality, I do. I'm human just like everybody else. And I do go through things. I do have ups and downs. I do, experiences, good days, bad days. But here's the thing. I've learned over the times how to cope with where I'm at when I'm going through those rough times, right? I've had to sit in them because I cannot shy away from them. I am not the type of person that will have an issue going on in my life and I sleep it away, or I rush away from it, or I put it in the back burner and don't do anything about it. Sometimes I can do that, but I had to remind myself in order to get out that cycle, I have to face it. So I had to force myself out of a space where I was uncomfortable. I had to make myself very uncomfortable so that I can brace myself for the impact of those traumas that come, those triggers, those ups, those downs, those negative things. I had to really make myself become so uncomfortable to the point where when I'm going through a bad time or something bad happens, I stop, I assess the situation, and I fucking deal with it. Simple as that. So when people see me not saying things like, oh God, let me, complaining, you know that thing where you would have a friend and they're calling you all the time and it's like a repetitive phone call. It's like a hamster wheel because you're on the hamster wheel and you're just constantly hearing that person repeat the same thing in every phone call. It could be she's talking about her job, her relationship. I also realized with me as I started going through my journey of redeveloping and rebranding and actually going to school and getting my degrees and, focusing on the life coach part of my life, I had to realize that I don't want to be that girl. I don't want to be that girl that calls her friend and dumps everything on her. It's called trauma dumping. I don't trauma dump. I have a therapist that I pay very, very expensive to see me so I could trauma dump there. I don't want to call my girlfriend, my best friend, and say, hey girl, let me offload this fucking shit onto your plate, expecting that she's going to heal it for me or fix it for me. Sometimes we don't need to do that. Sometimes we really need to sit back and realize we don't need someone else to tell us what we already know. I think that is where a lot of the things that happen with women is that we trauma dump so much. Especially Black women, we've been taught to trauma dump on people, and we've never been taught how to assess the situation and handle it. Some of us go to therapy because we realize, that small small percentage of us realize how hard it is to deal with that trauma. Some of us see the trauma, we see the light, God puts something in us and say, you got to get out of this. But then you're like, how do I get out of this? And that's where the mindset edit comes in. I am here to teach you how to get out of those trauma dumping stages, how to break bad habits and form good ones. I'm also here to tell you that it is okay to not know everything. It is okay to not know where your life is going. And it's also okay to sit in where you're at and be like, you know what? I am grateful for where I am at. It may not be the perfect picture that I've painted for myself. However, I am grateful to where I'm at, because if I looked back a couple years ago and then look at my life where I'm at right now, I am in a better place. Some of us may not be in a better place, but that's okay. There are things that are small wins that we have to embrace. And I feel like when I open up myself more to include you guys into that side of me, I feel like I'm sharing so much with you, because this is who I am. This is what I want to do. This is my niche. My niche is helping women thrive. I'm a personal development coach. I'm a professional development coach. I am the girl that everyone calls and asks, hey, fix my fucking life. And I do. I am the girl that says I can stay on the phone for hours and hours and talk to my friends and help them through things, give them different concepts, different viewpoints. My best friend will tell you, she's always said to me, I've learned so much from you that I never thought that I would, know if it wasn't for our friendship. And so I say all that to say, hear me out. If you're interested in learning more about the Mindset Edit podcast, definitely check out the link in the description below. Go click on it, subscribe to the channel, come back. We're doing some things that I'm going to be able to share with you. I didn't want to mix it in with the vlog channel because I didn't want it to get lost. I didn't even want to rebrand the vlog channel because I do love vlogging for you and showing you behind the scenes. Today was a horrific day. I did not show you the behind the scenes of me sitting down. Literally while I'm filming this, I just posted the first episode. I hit record, posted it, edited it on Capcut, learned how to do a few things, and then dumped it onto that YouTube channel. And I was so proud of myself. So that is a small win for me, and I'm going to take it. And I'm going to sign off right now, and I'm going to let you guys know that I will be back. The vlogs will be back soon. Just come on over to the Mindset Edit, and let's just talk about it. Let's do this. Bye, guys.